the bullfrog was a good friend of mine.
Today's game being brought to you by 24/7.
Welcome to Madison, Wisconsin. Here at the Duck Pond in Warner Park. My name is Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs, about to get underway with game 16 on this season. Never know quite how to put it up there, pending the rain delay, of course. But the Bullfrogs come into the contest 9-6, so they played 15 games this season. Wisconsin Woodchucks, and then it would go on to lose one game to the Wisconsin Rapids Raptors before in one of those games getting rained out. Let's take a look at the South Division before we go over the league scoreboard. The Wisconsin Rapids are at the top of the South Division standings and will likely stay there for many of days. Even if they lost their next 4 games and the Battle Creek Bombers won their next 4, they would still be tied for first place, as the Battle Creek Bombers are in second place at 11-5. The Kenosha Kingfish are at 10-6 on the season. The Rockford Rivets are 9-7. The Lakeshore Chinooks are 7-8 for 5th place. In 6th place, the Madison Mallards and the Green Bay Bullfrogs are all knotted up at 6-9 apiece. The Fond du Lac Ducksliners are in 7th at 5-10. The Wisconsin Woodchucks are in 9th at 5-11, and the Kalamazoo Growlers are at the bottom of the table at 4-11. Take a look at the league scoreboard as we look around at all of the scores and games today. Here is absolutely gorgeous June 15th day. Here on this Thursday. It's Thursday here in Madison. Hopefully will be close to a sellout crowd. Tomorrow has already sold out, so that will be a sight to see here in Madison. Nonetheless, the Waterloo Bucks and the Thunder Bay Bordercats game has delayed due to rain. The Wisconsin Woodchucks are facing off against the Rockford Rivets at home. They're knotted up here in the top of the second. The Eau Claire Express have traveled to Duluth to take on the Huskies. They're in the top of the second. The Wisconsin Rapids Raptors have traveled to Kalamazoo out to Michigan, where they trail the Growlers 1-2. The Green Bay Bullfrogs, of course, here in Madison to face off against the Mallards. The St. Cloud Rocks have traveled to La Crosse to take on the Loggers. The Bismarck Larks have traveled to Wilmer to take on the Stingers. The Rochester Hawkers have traveled to Mankato to take on the Moondogs. The Lakeshore Chinooks are in the bottom of the third, and they're set to take on the Battle Creek Bombers. In fact, the Lakeshore Chinooks with a 2-0 lead over the Bombers. The Fond du Lac Ducksliners have traveled to Kenosha, and they are in pregame right now. That's a look at the league around the league scoreboard today, and of course the look at the South Division standings. Last night the Bullfrogs, of course, lost to the Wisconsin Rapids 12-0 in Wisconsin Rapids. It was the first time that the Bullfrogs had traveled out to Ritterfield, and they lost that game, as mentioned, 12-0. Noah Miller was the starter for the Bullfrogs, and he gets the loss. and then, of course, getting the win for the Wisconsin Rapids Raptors was their starting pitcher. So the Bullfrogs are 6-9 on the season, as mentioned, and of course, the Bullfrogs are taking on the Madison Mallards. I struggle with some of the names here. It seems like all these days are starting to really blend together for me on this 72-game series. But the Madison Mallards are 6-9, so as there's been about now 5 first pitches. I think there's 6, 7, 8, 9 more to go. So we're going to sit and try to go through this lineup for you before the starting banner is played. I'll give you the lineup for the Madison Mallards, and then we'll take a break, come back with the interview with pitching coach Chris Marston, and then go through the Bullfrogs lineups. Cole Daly is starting things off. He'll be playing shortstop. He's out of Notre Dame for the Mallards. Cade Bunnell out of Madison College will be batting second and playing second. Batting third will be Doran Turchin of Illinois University. He'll be playing center field. Batting cleanup will be Jeffrey Mitchell Jr. out of California University. He'll be playing right field. Batting fifth will be Angel Camacho out of Jacksonville. He'll be playing first base. Batting sixth will be Kean O'Brien out of Madison College. He'll be playing left field. Batting seventh will be Brock Weimer out of SIUE. He'll be the designated hitter today for the Mallards. Batting eighth will be Tom Smart out of Oakland. He'll be playing third base for the Mallards. Batting ninth will be Maverick Handley, who I will talk about more extensively later on in the broadcast. He's the newcomer to this team for the Mallards. Showed up today, in fact. He'll be behind the plate at catcher and batting in the 9-hole. Looks like we have enough time to get to the Bullfrogs lineups. Batting first will be Troy Johnston, the center fielder for the Bullfrogs. He comes in the game supporting a 5-game hit streak. Aaron Pleschner will be batting second, the shortstop out of San Jose State University. Batting third will be Willie Bourbon, the third baseman out of Northwestern University. Batting fourth will be Brad Hamilton, the left fielder out of Kent State University. Batting fifth will be Alex Pinner, the first baseman out of Scottsdale Community College. Batting sixth will be Zach Rapinski, the right fielder out of Nebraska University. Batting seventh will be Ben Hart, the designated hitter out of Oakland University. Batting eighth and behind the plate will be Zach Plunkett out of the University of Arkansas. And batting ninth in the 9-hole will be Grant Frazier, the second baseman out of Central Michigan University. Bullfrogs trying to change things up here. Of course, coming into the game on a 2-game losing streak. The starting pitcher tonight for the Mallards will be Matt McCarthy, and the starting pitcher for your Green Bay Bullfrogs will be Jonathan Pendergast. He's 0-1 on the year. We're going to step aside for the national anthem. We'll come back with that pre-game interview with pitching coach Chris Marston. Stay tuned. You're listening to the WCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
At 24/7 Well and Pump Service, we mean just that. Water will be available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call 920-848-2407 or 920-604-2407, and a licensed professional will come out to your site, whether it is a water system installation, repair, well inspection, or install underground water lines. They'll be there. Call 920-848-2407 or 920-604-2407. We're in the Oconto Falls area Yellow Pages. 24/7 Well and Pump Service, Fireside Road, Oconto Falls.
Do you feel like you're paying too much for your medication? Stop in at Oconto Pharmacy and see our pharmacist, Ron or Poom, about our cost minimization program. We can save you some money. The Oconto Pharmacy, our family helping your family.
In Wisconsin, the capital of Wisconsin here, the second time that the Bullfrogs have traveled to Madison. Last time did not go their way, of course, losing that game 20-1. So I was able to meet up with head coach Chris Marston, head pitching coach that is, of course, before the game. Listen in to what Marston's had to say. Having a little bit of, there it is. Listen into what Chris Marston's had to say, of course, head pitching coach Chris Marston's on the Wisconsin Rapids series. Tune in.
Rapids, what did go right in the series?
We didn't get ahead early. I've said it a couple times this year, but, it really
Nolan Knight here with pitching coach Marston. Coach, losing, of course, against the league leaders in the Wisconsin Rapids. What didn't go right in the series?
we didn't get ahead early. I've said it a couple times this year, but, it really proved its case the last few games. When you're throwing from behind the count, the guys are sitting on fastballs, and it's a good fastball hitting team. They did a great job hitting.
Here in Madison, should be some good crowds. But does it affect the players at all? Does it make it a little more fun for you as a coach when there's a bigger crowd out watching the games?
I don't know about for the coaches, but I know the players. I am playing in front of 6,000 people, sellout crowds. So I guess it makes it a lot more fun. But it gives them an opportunity to play in front of people, have that competitive juices flowing, and see if they stay relaxed.
What do you Pendergast out on the mound tonight for the Bullfrogs? What do you look to see from them?
Get ahead early. If he can get ahead early, get him through 5 innings, see if he can go 6-7. That'd be great. Keep the pitch count down for him. He's inning limited guy, and so it's we want to get as much as we can from him.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach.
Yep. Thank you.
That was head pitching coach Chris Marston, of course, on Jonathan Pendergast, the starter tonight for the Bullfrogs. Comes into the game pitching 5 innings, allowing just 2 runs in that game against the Lakeshore Chinooks earlier this season. That was a home game. And that's the only time that this season that Pendergast has came in to pitch for the Bullfrogs. In that contest, he would throw 5 strikeouts as well. Currently comes into the game for the Green Bay Bullfrogs with a 3.6 ERA. In that contest, he would only walk 1 batter as well. He does get the loss, but the Bullfrogs would rally in that game and lose 5-3. The starting pitcher tonight for the Madison Mallards will be Matt McCarthy. McCarthy comes into the game today for the Madison Mallards, posting 6.1 innings pitched. Of course, that's 6 1/3. He's 0-1 on the year, has thrown 6 Ks, and has a 5.68 ERA, and this will be his 4th time out on the mound for the Mallards, and it'll be his 2nd start. The Bullfrogs yesterday had some players drafted, 5 in fact to be exact. The Madison Mallards, they posted an impressive number of players that were drafted yesterday, 15 to be in fact. The earliest would be Troy Bacon, and the 4th line out of the 4th round was drafted by the Atlanta Braves, the right-handed pitcher out of Santa Fe Community College. Played for Madison last year. Troy Johnston up to bat for the Bullfrogs. Watches the first one go by for a strike, 0-1. Troy Johnston, of course, out of Gonzaga University. The lefty squares in. McCarthy, the right-handed pitcher, deals the 0-1 pitch. It's a fastball that runs low, 1-1. 86-mile-per-hour heater. As the fans come in and start to find their seats. Actually saw a couple Bullfrog fans here on the third base line earlier in the contest. 1-1 pitch swung on. It's a ground ball to second baseman Bonnell. He scoops it up running to his left and throws it over to Camacho at first for the first out. 1 down, and that will bring up Aaron Pleschner, the shortstop for the Bullfrogs. Pleschner last night did manage a base hit. Was one of just five bullfrogs that would get bases. There was 5 different bullfrogs that would go 1 for 4. So after the game, you have to crown someone the Aurora Baycare player of the game, and so everyone's stats were the exact same. First pitch that Pleshner sees, swings at it, not much on it. It's a slow grounder to Daly at shortstop, and he throws it over to Camacho with first for the second out. So 3 pitches have been thrown, and there's 2 outs on the board after the Aaron Pleshner ground out on the first pitch he saw. That'll bring up Willie Urban, the third baseman out of Northwestern. Willie Urban comes into the contest for the Bullfrogs, posting a .200 batting average. In 5 games, he's posted 4 hits. Swings at the first pitch he sees and fouls it away right side. Willie Urban, of course, the newcomer to the team. Well, I can't even call him that anymore because, of course, Zach Rapinski has joined the Bullfrogs. But Bourbon just his 6th game in a Bullfrogs uniform. Gets the start over at third base today for the Frogs. Has been a great defense addition, I must add. The 0-1 offering to him, however, runs low. It's 1-1 with 2 outs and nobody on here. Top of the first inning, Bullfrogs all knotted up 0-0 as we just got underway. Bourbon stands in. He's a lefty well. The 1-1 offering to him is swung on. It's a grounder right side to the first baseman, Camacho. He jumps up to grab it, a tall, lengthy first baseman, and runs over and steps on the bag for the third out. That'll do it for the top of the first inning. The Bullfrogs went down in order. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
At 24/7 well and pump service, we mean just that. Water will be available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call 920-848-2407 or 920-604-2407, and a licensed professional will come out to your site. Whether it is a water system installation, repair, well inspection, or install underground water lines, they'll be there. Call 920-848-2407 or 920-604-2407. We're in the Oconto Falls area Yellow Pages. 24/7 well and pump service. Fireside Road, Oconto Falls.
Do you feel like you're paying too much for your medication? Stop in at Oconto Pharmacy and see our pharmacist, Ron or Poom, about our cost minimization program. We can save you some money. The Oconto Pharmacy, our family helping your family.
Hello and welcome back to Water Park here in Madison, Wisconsin. My name's Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs, about to get underway with the bottom of the first inning, where the Bullfrogs are all knotted up with the Wisconsin Capital natives, the Madison Mallards. Nice crowd here in Madison, as there always is. I mean, it's not a sellout. There's some seats open, but I mean, you look around, and despite the fact that there's seats open, I mean, I bet there's close to 4,000 fans here. Of course, they're building a triple-decker, or maybe even a quadruple-decker if you count the seating that sits on ground out there in right field, the Great Dane Duck Blind. It's a 4-story, or will be a 4-story, 3 stories currently, beer garden over there. The best part about it, I think, is that the lowest level is level with the field. There's some netting up, so you don't have to worry about any fly balls or players slamming into you out there on the right field side, but you're in level with the field of play. I mean, it's got to be one of the best places to watch a baseball game in all of the country, really. I can't think of any fields that I've seen that has had that scenario where, I mean, you're just right there in the field of play, essentially. And we're about to get underway here with the bottom of the first inning here. Cole Daly up to bat for the Mallards. He's ahead in the count 1-0. Takes a bet at the 1-0 pitch. He sees it's a fly ball left side in foul territory, out of play. A fan will go home with a souvenir tonight as the count moves to 1-1. Cole Daly batting .344 on the season, has a .412 on base percentage, and has posted 7 RBIs on the year. I mean, the best part about, I think, this place is you have that baseball hum. I mean, it's by far a phenomenal atmosphere for a summer collegiate game. That's for sure. The 1-1 pitch is swung on and fouled back into the backstop, 1-2. You heard Chris Marston's talk about how it amps up the players when you play in front of a big crowd. We'll see if it has any effect today on the Bullfrogs. They come in the contest 6-9 on the season and on a 2-game skid. The 1-2 offerings outside evens up the count 2-2. Pendergast deals the 2-2 pitch. That one swung on and fell back. 2-2 count here, no outs on the board. Madison's got a little picnic area out in left center field. As the 2-2 pitch comes by low for a full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. There's some inflatables on the left side behind the grandstands, and the grandstands go all the way down to that duck blind out in right field. I mean, this place can fit probably 8,000 people in it. The payoff pitch runs high and outside for ball 4, and it's just the second walk of the season for Pendergast, but it's the first batter he sees tonight, and that will bring up Cade Bunnell, the second baseman out of Madison College. Cade Bunnell comes into the contest for the Madison Mallards, posting, of course, a .259 batting average. First pitch he sees, the fastball that runs outside. Pendergast hitting 86, 87 or so. So 1-0 count here. No outs on the board. Runner over at first and Daly. Pendergast, the righty, comes set and delivers. That one swung on a fly ball right field. That's going back. Right side, will it be in play? No! Just about 10 feet to the right of the foul line pole. And that was close. That was nearly a 2-run shot to start off this bottom of the first inning. Duck blind doesn't have a foul pole that goes straight up. Instead, there's 3 different boards, yellow boards that go up on that side. 1-1 pitch swung on, fouled back into the backstop. Bunnell falls behind, 1-2. Partly cloudy day. I say temperature is probably close to 85 degrees or so. It's a warm one, but not uncomfortably hot. The 1-2 pitch, runner off from first, is swung on. It's a line out in the left field, and Brad Hamilton can't make the jumping catch, and it bounces down on the turf there and gets out of play, so it'll be ground rule double. And runners are at second and third now. Note here is that likely would have scored a run for the Mallards. Brad Hamilton tries to make a leaping grab at it, but can't, and it bounces out of play. So Cole Daly has to stop at third. He would have easily came in to score on that one, and it would have been an easy triple likely for Cade Bunnell, but now he stands over at second. And Warren Turchin comes in to bat now for the Mallards. First pitch he sees is a fastball that runs outside that hits 88. Pendergast trying to show off his arm here. We'll see if he can get out of a bind with 2 runners in scoring position here early in the bottom of the first. 1-0 pitch runs outside for a ball. Martin's in that pregame interview. He said that the thing that Bullfrogs have struggled with this season is that they get down early. And with 2 runners in scoring position, they're staring down that right now. Pendergast, the righty, comes set on the mound, takes the breath, and delivers the 2-0 pitch, but it's outside and in the dirt, 3-0. Zach Plunkett, as he picks up the pitch, stands up and kind of motions to pass to just calm down. Pendergast out of Pepperdine University. As the 3-0 offering runs outside, 4 pitches, 4 balls, and the bases are loaded. Probably not the worst thing for Darren Turchin, of course, batting .370 on the year. And there's an early pitch meeting with the pitching coach, pitcher, and Aaron Fleshner, of course, over there at shortstop. Normally comes in and meets with the coach, catcher, and pitcher on most pitch meetings, rather, I should say. And they all give Pendergast a pat on the bottom and run back to their respective positions as all of the infielders had came in to talk with them. So two batters have already been walked in this one. Bases loaded here for Jeffrey Mitchell Jr., the cleanup hitter. He has 2 hits, 2 home runs all season, and 10 RBIs, as now 5 pitches have been thrown to Mitchell. Excuse me, no, 5 balls in a row from Pendergast. Jeffrey Mitchell stands in, the righty. 1-0 offering, swing on it, fly ball right field. That will drop fair. The runners will tag up and come around. 1 run will score, and Cole Daly, Cade Bunnell comes around, slides to the plate. In time. 2 early runs here in the bottom of the first inning. It was an impressive throw from Rapinski out in right field. Nearly was a play at the plate, but Cade Bunnell slides in safely, and the Bullfrogs go down 2-0. Cade Bunnell and Cole Daly would come around to score, and Darren Turchin now standing all the way over at third base off of the Jeffrey Mitchell 2 RBI double. First pitch that the new batter Angel Camacho sees goes by for a strike, 0-1. Camacho out of Jacksonville University, batting .286 on the season. Has 2 RBIs on the year, and his short season has not appeared in all that many games for the Mallards. He stands in with a 1-1 count, the righty. 1-1 delivery, swung on, that's a ground ball right side, that finds the gap. That will score another run. The Mallards now with a 3-0 lead here early in the bottom of the first. You can't help but think back to that last time the Bullfrogs came into Madison. It's at this early. But the Bullfrogs have struggled this season when letting runs get by early. The Bullfrogs are down 3-0. Nothing. With a runner on the corners and no outs on the board. Pendergast has now allowed 3 earned runs off of 3 hits. Camacho over at first gets his 3rd RBI of the season. Kean O'Brien now up to bat for the Madison and Mallards. Watching the first one go by for a ball, 1-0. No outs on the board, 2 runners on. 1-0 offerings, a fastball that runs low, 2-0. O'Brien batting .333 on the year. Despite the fact that Madison is currently just 6-9 on the season, they have hit nominally this year. 2-0 pitch goes by for a ball as well. O'Brien ahead in the count here is 3-0. O'Brien 3rd on the team in batting average, batting .333. As a team, the Mallards are batting .269. The 3-0 pitch, that's outside. They will walk O'Brien and load the bases. He will go and have another word with his pitcher. He runs out and gets the ball from him, and they walk back on the mound. And Plunkett tries to calm him down again here, as the bases are loaded and Brock Weimer comes up to the plate. Weimer batting .256 on the season, has 8 RBIs and 1 run. He gets the lumber on the ball here. He'll likely have his 9th RBI of the year and maybe more, as the Mallards are staring down an impressive lead. That one swung on, a leaping play from Grant Frazier to grab for the first down. Wow, I spoke too soon. He gets the bat on the ball. It's over the head of second baseman Grant Frazier. He jumps up in the air and snags it out of the air for the first down. Attempts to underhand toss it to Aaron Pleshner at second, but the runner over at second get backs in time in Angel Camacho. So 3 runners walked here in this first inning, and also 3 hits in this first inning as well. Thomas Smart swings at the first pitch he sees and fouls it back. He falls behind in the count 0-1. Thomas Smart, the utility player out of Oakton University, stands in, the right-hander on the season, batting .228. The 0-1 delivery. Inside corner, finds the strike zone, 0-2 here. Majority of the crowd has shuffled in to find their seats here. It's a packed house here in Madison. Watch the Madison Mallards take a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the first inning. Pendergast steps off the rubber and steps back on. The dimensions here, 380 in dead center. And with the way that the stands are, you can't see what the markings are on right and left. The 0-2 pitch is swung on. It's a fly ball in right field. Rapinski makes the grab at the wall and throws it in. 1 run is going to score, and it will be a sacrifice fly, RBI for Tom Smart. That will score the runner over at third, and Jeffrey Mitchell. Camacho does manage to scamper on over to third off of that as well. So runners on the corners here for the Mallards, as now all 9 batters have come up to the plate. Maverick Handley stands in. His first at-bat in a Mallards uniform. First pitch he sees, swings at it, but misses. He was behind it, 0-1. It was an 89-mile-per-hour heater from Pendergast. The 0-1. Breaking ball that ran inside, 1-1. So runners on the corners here for the Mallards. Bottom of the first inning, they lead 4-0. Now in swung on and fouled back. Ricochets over into the crowd. And a gentleman will make the barehanded grab on it. That was impressive. So 1-2 count here, 2 outs on the board. Bases have 2 runners on, first and third respectively. 2 pitch, that just runs high. So deuces wild, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 runners on. Hanley looking for his first hit / RBI in the Northwoods League. The 2-2 swung on. That one's fouled back into the backstop netting. We'll stay at 2-2. Hanley, of course, out of Stanford University, or University of Stanford, rather, I should say. Where as a freshman, he started in 35 games for the Cardinals and batted .257. 2 pitches just inside for a ball. Full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. He had 10 doubles and knocked in 13 RBIs on the season. He's out of Lakewood, Colorado. The payoff pitch, runners off, swing and a miss, strike 3, and Pendergast does get out of the inning, but not before the Madison Mallards take a 4-0 lead here in Madison at the Duck Pond. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
just like a great coach. State Farm agents Margie Dahl and Oconto and Paul Huberty and Lena can help you develop a game plan for your insurance needs. Whether it's car, home, life, health, or business, agents Margie Dahl and Paul Huberty can help you find the affordable coverage you need. When your life and goals change, agents Margie Dahl and Paul Huberty will be there to help you adjust your insurance game plan with a free family insurance checkup. So, for all your insurance needs, call on a winner. State Farm agents Margie Dahl at 834-5151 and Paul Huberty at 829-5555.
Triangle Distributing is a diversified distributor of high-quality beverages that is focused on providing customer satisfaction, service with well-trained personnel that drives the market through teamwork, goals, and strong relationships.
Hello and welcome back to Madison, Wisconsin. My name is Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs, about to get underway here with the top of the second inning. It will still be McCarthy out there on the mound dealing for the Mallards, and due up for Frogs will be the 4, 5, 6 hitters, Brad Hamilton, Alex Pinner, and Zach Rapinski. So far this season, Brad Hamilton is second in the Northwoods League for batting average. Batting .419 on the year. He has 11 games played, has 6 runs, 18 hits, 3 doubles, and 6 RBI. He squares in and watches the first one go by for a ball. 1-0. Brad Hamilton out of Kent State University just finished up his junior season. 1-0 delivery, swung on, it's a grounder left side, foul, 1-1.
Attention pizza lovers, have you tried a Brewpub pizza? Designed to be the best of the best pub pizzas ever made, every Brewpub Lots of Matza pizza is made with your favorite premium meats and veggies and topped with over a half pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Brewpub Lots of Matza pizzas are made right here in Wisconsin. Brewpub Lots of Matza pizzas are available at your local grocer and tavern. Check Brewpub Pizzas out at facebook.com/brewpubpizza and get more details at brewpubpizza.com. Brewpub Lots of Matza pizzas, official frozen pizza of the Green Bay Bullfrogs.
Tired of running to the bank for every little check? You can save a trip to the bank with the convenience of mobile check deposit from the Stevenson National Bank and Trust. Snapping a picture with our app is as safe as depositing checks at one of our 7 locations. No more rushing to the bank before closing.
Test 1 2, test 1 2.
Visit snbt.com to enroll for mobile check deposit today. The Stevenson National Bank and Trust, 101 Bray Lake Way in Oconto. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hello and welcome back to Madison here. Sorry about that. We had some technical difficulties, a quick little internet problem, but we got it fixed. You didn't miss too much. Oh, besides, of course, the Bullfrogs' first hit of the ball game. It came from Alex Pinner. He squared in for the 2-1 offering and sent it down the right field line for the base hit. Gets over to first safely and now takes his lead as Zach Rapinski, the Nebraska product, stands in. Rapinski playing in just his 3rd game this season
Much of the first, well inside. He leans away from it, somehow managing not to get hit by it. It's a 1-0 count now. Rapinski this past season for Nebraska hit around 220 in limited playing time. The righty stands in, awaiting the offer from McCarthy. The 1-0 delivery to him is inside for a ball, 2-0 now with a run over at first. Maverick Hanley will go out and have a quick word with him. Hanley, it's his first time catching for this Mallards team. It's his first day here in Madison, as I mentioned on the bottom half of the last inning. After last night's draft, on the night before, rather I should say the draft this week, there were 180 current and former Northwoods League players that were chosen. The 2-0 offering. The check swing that comes across for a strike, 2-1. The highest pick in the draft was Greg Deckman, a junior outfielder from LSU, where he was picked in the second round by the Oakland A's with the 33rd overall pick. Played for the Chinooks back in 2015. The 2-2 delivery. Swung on, ground ball left side, foul. Just missing the third base back there, about 2 feet to the left of it. There's also a beer garden out on the left field line. Budweiser themed and all. That one's 2 stories. And of course, there's some club seating out in right center field as well. Really, there's some other different places where you can sit around and watch a game here on this thing. According to the grapevines, Mars game is sold. 2-2 pitch outside for a ball 3. Full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and out on the board. And a runner over at first. The Bullfrogs trying to some hits together here and trying to get back in the ball game as they trail 4-0 here in the top of the second inning in Madison. McCarthy stares down and delivers the payoff, run off from first, and it's ball 4. And 2 runners on now for the Bullfrogs. The runner was off from first, and the catcher Hanley goes to make the transfer and somehow or another manages to take the glove off of his left hand there. It wouldn't have mattered, of course, as took off and, now he gets second base no matter what. No harm done there against the Mariners. Runs at first and second now for Ben Hart, the Oakland University product. Batting .244 on the season, the righty. Righty versus righty here. The delivery from McCarthy is a fastball that finds the zone. 86 miles per hour. 0-1. So 1 offering here, 1 out on the board. 2 runners on, first and second. Hart, the Golden Grizzly, stands in. The 0-1 delivery is a fastball that runs outside. Evens up the count, 1-1 apiece. Hart out of Rochester Hills, Michigan. So not too far from home, playing in the Northwoods League here. Just finished up his redshirt junior season. McCarthy checks the runner at second and comes home with the 1-1. It's a check swing. It was well outside. Appeal to the first base umpire. He didn't go around. 2-1. You can hear the organ playing here. You can hear the hum of the baseball crowd, smell of hot dogs, a very slight breeze. Just an absolute phenomenal Thursday night. 2-1 pitch swung on. It's a slow grounder to the shortstop. He manages to get the out at second. They attempt for the double play, but the throw to first is not in time. As Cole Daly runs to his right, squeezes it, hops, and throws to Cade Bunnell at second for the first out. The throw over to Camacho from Cade Bunnell is in time. And so Ben Hart hits into the fielder's choice, and now runners on the corners for the Bullfrogs with 2 outs on the board as Zach Plunkett digs in for the Bullfrogs. Zach Plunkett, the catcher, batting 179 on the season, has 1 home run and 4 RBIs to his name. First pitch he sees. Watches it go by for a ball, 1-0. Zach Plunkett out of the University of Arkansas. Redshirted this year, hence why the fact he's not playing baseball still. So the righty stands in, the 1-0 delivery. Swung on and back, 1-1. The Bullfrogs will be joined with someone who just finished up his season. The Vanderbilt Commodore Alonzo Jones will be joining the Bullfrogs tomorrow for the second game of this series. He's going to fly into Milwaukee and then drive out here to Madison. He wants to get into action as soon as possible. As the pitcher steps off the mound, nobody was covering either base. He wanted to throw out Pinner there, as he didn't like how far off he was. He would have had him too, but Pinner runs back safely. And now I'll take the lead with a 1-1 count, 2 outs on the board. Plunkett looking for his 5th RBI of the season. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Plunkett falls behind 1-2. Bullfrogs will be joined by another player who just finished up his time, a Mississippi State product in Tanner Poole. Will be joining the Bullfrogs at some time or another here shortly. The outfielder started in many games this year for the Bulldogs. 1-2 all games. Swung on and missed. Strike 3, and the Bullfrogs leave 2 stranded here in the top of the second. That'll do it. We'll move to the bottom of the second after this. The Bullfrogs trail early here, 4-0. Stay tuned. You're listening to the Bullfrogs Radio Network on WOCA Stream.
American Lodge and Suites Green Bay West is the ideal location for your next stay, whether you're traveling for business or pleasure. They are proud to provide the amenities you want most and deliver them at the highest level possible, starting with comfortable, quieter guest rooms. Welcome to genuine American hospitality.
Hi folks, this is David from Witt's Piggly Wiggly in Oconto Falls. Are you sick of rising gas prices? Well, at Witt's we have a solution. When you purchase qualified groceries with blue shelf stickers, and there's hundreds throughout our store, you build up discounts for 15 gallons of gas on your club card. Then when you fill up at our Pig Stop pumps, just scan your card and watch the gas price drop. So scan your card, shop the blue stickers, and save money on gas at the Pig in Oconto Falls.
Hello and welcome back to Warner Park here in Madison, Wisconsin. My name is Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs, about to get underway with the bottom of the second inning, where the Green Bay Bullfrogs currently trail the Madison Mounts 4-0. Out on the mound for the Frogs will be a new pitcher. In fact, it looks like it will be Scott Gorsuch out there on the mound for the Frogs. So Jonathan Pendergast's day is done. Of course, it's Scott Gorsuch out on the mound for the Bullfrogs. The right-hander out of UW Oshkosh. Scott Gorsuch, of course, comes into the season on a temporary contract. But pitched some solid innings, would pitch 4 innings in Kalamazoo in a 14-inning game, which really put him on the contract, on the permanent contract, I should say, as there was an opening for a pitcher and a field player. The Bullfrogs elect Kyle Binio, the outfielder, to the roster, full roster that is. And then Scott Gorsuch was picked for the Frogs on the pitching staff as he comes into the game with not the best ERA. I think it was a 7.5 or so, and then would pitch 4 and a thirds scoreless innings in Kalamazoo, really putting him on the roster. He's a vocal player on the team. You can hear him joking around just like the rest of this pitching staff on the bus ride and whatnot. Scott Gorsuch comes into the game And with 1 star and has pitched in 2 games. This is his third, pitching 7 innings, allowing 5 earned runs for a 6.4 ERA on the season. He has a 1-1 record. The 1-0 delivery runs low after the first one was low also. 2 balls, no strikes here as we're back up to the top of the lineup as the Mallards batted through the order in the first. It's Cole Daly. His first time up, he was walked. Daly out of Notre Dame University. 2-0 offering. That one runs low as well. First pitch to that Gorsuch throw, all low and in the dirt. 3 balls, no strikes here, no outs, nobody on. 3-0 delivery. That one finds the strike zone. 3-1 here. And the breeze is kind of going in and out the ballpark enough to bring the fumes of bacon in the air to your nose. As the 3-1 offering runs low as well, and Gorsuch has walked his first batter, and Cole Daly finds himself over at first without having to swing the bat for the second straight inning. It's bacon night here in Warner Park. All of the specials, of course, included with some type of bacon or another. I think my best, I can't remember what it was called, but it's a 13-inch, 12-inch hot dog wrapped in bacon with onions and ketchup, whatever else you want to put on. It can't be too healthy for you, but how much ballpark food is. Nonetheless, Cade Buddle up bat now for the Mallards. He watches the first one go by for a ball, 1-0. The 1-0 delivery is a fastball that finds the outside of the plate, 1-1. I think it's quite fitting as well that it's Bacon night. Unsure if that has anything to do with Troy Bacon, but he was the top pick for the Mallards in this year's draft, drafted in the 4th round by the Atlanta Braves. The 1-1 delivery, runner off from first, is swung on. It's a fly ball into left field. Brad Hamilton gets underneath of it and makes the grab for the first out of this bottom of the second inning. As Cole Daly is going to have to scamper on back to first. He does so willingly and in time. That'll bring up Doran Turchin. Doran Turchin out of Illinois University. Comes into the game this season for the Madison Mallards. Posting a .375 batting average, which is relatively impressive. Runner off from first, and he'll get there safely. As the 1-0 pitch got away from Mac Plunkin, a pass ball on it. And so Plunkett can't get over to it in time, and it will be a stolen base there for Cade Bunnell. Excuse me, Cole Daly. Cade Bunnell, of course, flew out to left field his last time. Doran Turchin got on his last time up and would come around to score after getting walked. Turchin swings to the 1-0 pitch as a grounder to Plesner. He stares down the runner at second and then throws it over to Pinner at first for the second out. Nice play by the shortstop. He was the Aurora Baycare Sports Medicine player of the game last night. Despite going just 1 for 4 and not having any other stats, he would play a very impressive defensive game, no errors, and had some nice plays where he would attack the ball, throw it over in time, and just quick on his feet all the time, the shortstop is for the Bullfrogs. And he's got to be. He's the only shortstop on the roster. Grant Frazier over at second base can be subbed in and shortstop from time to time if need be. Grant Frazier, of course, the defensive specialist really for the Frogs, as he's struggling at the plate this season. Batting close to 100 at .088. So Jeffrey Mitchell Jr. squares in, the right-hander. Takes a huge cut at the 1-0 pitch and misses, 1-1. Jeffrey Mitchell out of the University of California. Watches the 1 pitch run outside for a strike, just misses, just next to the outside of the black, I should say. 1-2. Mitchell so far this season batting just below 300 at 292. As the righty staying in. Run off from third. That one gets away from the catcher, Zach Plunkett. It's a swinging strike there by Jeffrey Mitchell, so it will go down as a strikeout, but he manages to scamper all the way over to first after the pass ball from Plunkett. Plunkett there makes the mistake. I think he hops out of his stance before he even catches the ball. He was already putting his arm behind his head to try to throw out the runner at third. It would have been the third out if Plunkett just manages to make the catch, as it was a swinging strikeout that would have ended the inning. But instead it gets away from Plunkett there, and now runners at first and third. So that'll bring up Angel Camacho out of Jacksonville. He's 1 for 1 on the day. Got a base hit RBI in the last inning. Camacho comes into the game for the Madison Mallards, batting .333. 1-0 pitch swung on. It's a slow grounder left side. That will bounce down that third base line, foul. 1-1. Mallards in their all-yellow uniforms tonight with green accents. The Bullfrogs in their alternative jerseys that have just turned into the ones. The blacks with the Aztec-looking lime green and orange. The Bullfrogs logo square in the chest, and the numbers in white on the back, bordered in orange. Throw down to second after the runner took off was high. And it's a stolen base from Jeffrey Mitchell Jr. Remember, he shouldn't even be on the bases as he struck out, but managed to get over to first on the pass ball. And it scores the runner from third as he took off after Plunkett tries to throw down the runner at second. So not a good inning for Plunkett here. The Bullfrogs now trail 5-0. It'll be Cole Daly that comes around and scores for the Mallards the second time tonight. Angel Camacho swings at the 1-2 pitch, chases that one, but misses. He goes down swinging. It's the third out. The Bullfrogs do leave one stranded, but the Madison Mallards get one across. It was unearned. You're listening to the Bullfrogs Radio Network on WOCO Sports Stream.
Tri-City Glass and Doors, locally owned and family operated, and has been since 1960, specializing in commercial glass projects and automotive glass repair. Having grown up right here in Northeast Wisconsin, Tri-City understands your needs and wants to be the residential glass and door professionals you can count on. They're here for your family in all of life stages, from building an addition on your home for your newborn to applying Aquapel to your new driver's car. Additionally, they are locally owned, so there's no hoops to jump through. You can call them or come in at any time to talk directly to one of their glass and door experts.
Just like a great coach, State Farm agents Margie Dolan, Oconto, and Paul Huberty and Lena can help you develop a game plan for your insurance needs. Whether it's car, home, life, health, or business, agents Margie Dolan and Paul Huberty can help you find the affordable coverage you need. When your life and goals change, agents Margie Dolan and Paul Huberty will be there to help you adjust your insurance game plan with a free family insurance checkup. So, for all your insurance needs, call on a winner. State Farm agents Margie Dolan at 834-5151 and Paul Huberty at 829-5555.
Hello and welcome back to Warner Park here in Madison, Wisconsin. My name is Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs, about to get underway with the top of the third inning, where your Green Bay Bullfrogs trail 5-0. It's still Matt McCarthy out on the bump for the Madison Mallards. the right-handed hurler. And due up for the Frogs will be Grant Frazier, and then back up to the top of the lineup with Troy Johnston and Aaron Pleschner. The right-handed 9-hole hitter, Grant Frazier, on the season batting just .085. But granted, it's been just a few games this season. He hasn't appeared in all that too many. So he still has plenty of time to find his tracks and get back into his hitting ways. And a .250 this past year in Central Michigan, so really it's just a matter of time. Frazier has played in just 9 games, has posted 3 runs and 3 hits, and still looking for his first RBI. He's been walked twice. Frazier stands in, swings at the first pitch he sees, but it misses. 0-1. Frazier struck out 11 times this year. The righty stands back in, draws across with his lumber across the plate, and waves it behind his back as he watches the 0-1 pitch run high, 1-1. He got some hitting lessons, or hitting suggestions, rather, I should say, from hitting coach Mike Ramazzani earlier in the game. We'll see if it has any effect on him. The 1-1 pitch. That one runs inside for a ball, 2-1. The main thing Ramazzani was preaching to him was his balance, where he's waving the bat around and awaiting the pitch. We'll see if he makes adjustments here. Sure, he's open to any. McCarthy delivers the 2-1 pitch. It's a slow grounder to Tom Smart at third. He attacks it in the infield, grabs it, and throws it to first for the first out. That will bring up Troy Johnston, the center fielder. Johnson out of Gonzaga University. So far on the day, 0 for 1. He would ground out to the second baseman his last time up. Exchanges cards with the catcher there behind the plate for the Mallards. They faced off this past season. Of course, Johnston, the Gonzaga product of the West Coast Conference. And, of course, Stanford over there on that side of the country as well in the Pac-12. The 1-0 delivery. That one just finds the outside black. Nice breaking ball there, 1-1. Troy Johnston out of Washington. A long way over here to Wisconsin to play some summer ball. The 1-1 pitch, that one's outside for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike here. 1 out, nobody on. The Bullfrogs trail the Mallards 5-0. Johnson, the lefty, stands in, supporting the blue and white batting gloves. 2-1 offering outside, 3-1. Sports the hitter sleeve on the left arm. Bullfrogs with their dark green helmets. He stands in. 3-1 delivery from McCarthy. That one runs high. Johnston gets on base tonight for the first time as he's walked. That will bring up Aaron Pleschner, the shortstop. Pleschner coming into last night's game. Managed to base hit, as mentioned, was the Aurora Bay Care Sports Medicine Player of the Night. So far this season, Pleschner has a base hit in all but 2 games this year. And Pleschner's played in 14 games this year. So 12 games out of 14, Pleschner has managed a hit for the Bullfrogs. He has 16 hits on the year, which is good for second best behind only Brad Hamilton. Pleschner watches the first one go by high for a ball, 1-0. Runner at first, 1 out on the board. McCarthy deals the 1-0 pitch. It's a slow grounder to the third baseman. He runs into the infield to pick that one up and throws it over to first for the second out, beating out Pleschner by a solid 4 or 5 steps.
So 2-5-3 outs here, puts 2 outs up on the board, and it will bring up Willie Bourbon, who's playing in just his 6th game this season for the Frogs. Coming into the game batting just 190. Has 4 hits on the year, 3 RBIs. One of those RBIs coming off of a home run that was a walk-off shot back earlier this week against the Growlers. First pitch that Bourbon sees runs inside for a ball, 1-0. Of course, that coming back on Sunday, so it's been nearly a week. Of course, if you hadn't seen it, go check it out on the Twitter or Facebook pages. By far the highlight of the season for the Frogs. The 1-0 offering outside for a ball. 2 out. Bourbon, the left-hander out of Northwestern University. This past season for the Wildcats, he would post a 164 batting average. But the year before that, Bourbon would hit 254 with 28 RBIs. 2-0 pitch swung on and fouled back, 2-1. Bourbon would post 12 RBIs last year for the Wildcats and had 2 home runs. So not necessarily normally the heavy hitter, but he hit one over when it counted this Sunday. The 2-1 delivery. Swung on. It's a fly ball in the left center field. That might drop in the gap. No, it doesn't. Left fielder Kean O'Brien, running to his left, makes the grab on the run for the 3rd out. The Bullfrogs leave one stranded. That'll do it for the top of the 3rd inning. You're listening to the Bullfrog Radio Network on the WOCO stream. Stay tuned.
Have you discovered the privileges of membership? NEW Credit Union is a full-service, member-owned financial cooperative, where many of the services are low-cost or no-cost. NEW Credit Union offers a full range of financial management products, including savings, share draft checking, consumer, auto, recreational vehicle, and home loans, as well as financial counseling resources. Offices are located at 301 Jackson Street, O'Connell Falls, 405 Pecor Street, O'Connell, and 717 East Main Street, Surrey. Online at newcu.org. We also have easy member account access with your smartphone through our mobile money app. NEW Credit Union is federally insured by the National Credit Union Administration and is an equal housing opportunity lender, serving all who live or work in Brown, Marinette, Oconto, and Shawano counties. Members matter most at NEW Credit Union, where we can help you own it.
Hello and welcome back to Warner Park here in Madison, Wisconsin. My name is Noah Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs, about to get underway here with the bottom of the 3rd inning, where the Bullfrogs currently trail the Madison Mallards 5-0. It would be a 4-run bottom of the 4th inning, where the Mallards would bust out their bats and put 3 hits on the board for 4 runs. They managed to put a run across in the bottom half of the 2nd, which was unearned, as Cole Daly came across the score. He's come across the score twice so far in this one. 2 of the 5 runs for the Mallards. Due up for the Madison Mallards will be Kean O'Brien. His last time up, he would be walked. On deck will be Brock Weimer. O'Brien swings at the first pitch he sees. It's a fly ball into center field, and Troy Johnston gets underneath of it and makes the play for the 1st out. So that will bring up Brock Weimer out of SIUE. The designated hitter 0 for 1 on the day. He would line out to the 2nd baseman, Grant Frazier, his last time up. Scott Gorsuch out on the mound. Roxanne delivers. It's a fastball that finds the outside corner, 0-1. Scott Gorsuch out of UW Oshkosh. He's a local guy. The 0-1 delivery. Fastball that runs outside, 1-1.
Gorsuch licks his finger, stands back out on the rubber, kicks his leg and delivers the 1-1 pitch. It's low and in the dirt, 2-1. So 2-1 count here, one out on the board, nobody on here at the Duck Pond. The Mallards with that 5-0 early lead. 2-1 pitch, fastball that finds the zone, evens up the count 2-2. Another good crowd as always here in Madison. To see some Mallards baseball. The 2-2 pitch. Swing miss, strike three, the third of the day for Gorsuch. For the second out. So that will bring up the new batter, Thomas Smart. He would fly out to right field his last time up. It was a sacrifice fly RBI that scored Jeffrey Mitchell. First pitch he sees is a breaking ball that runs high. Got away from Gorsuch there, 1-0. Bullfrogs have allowed 3 hits on the day. They have one of their own so far here early in this one. As the 1-0 pitch is swung on, it's a blooper into shallow right field. Grant Fraser runs into the outfield grass to grab it for the third out. So Bullfrogs put their first goose egg up on the board, and the Mallards have a 5-0 lead here after the third inning. We're going to move to the fourth after this. You're listening to the WOCO stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
Combine the flavors of Italy with the heart of the Irish, add some Chicago flair, and you've got Gallagher's Pizza. For the best Chicago-style pizza north of the Illinois border, Gallagher's Pizza is your destination. Call now for delivery or pickup in Green Bay and De Pere. Gallagher's Pizza, home of the best lunch buffet in town.
Visiting teams and combinations are brought to you by American Inn Lodge and Suites, Green Bay West. For toll-free reservations, contact 800-634-3444. American Inn Lodge and Suites, Green Bay West. Welcome to genuine American Inn hospitality.
If you don't know everything about insurance, you'll profit from the knowledge and experience at the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, 113 North Main Street, downtown Oconto Falls. You'll benefit from their thorough analysis of the insurance that you really need. They'll recommend the companies and policies that are the best for you. At the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, they specialize in complete coverage of all your insurance needs. Call the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, 113 North Main Street, downtown Oconto Falls.
Hello and welcome back to Madison, Wisconsin, here at the Duck Pond. Warner Field, or Park rather, where the Bullfrogs trail the Madison Mallards 5-0. About to get underway with the top of the fourth inning, and it's still Matt McCarthy out there on the bump for the Mallards. He's pitched a solid game so far, and this one allowing just 1 hit in the contest and walking just 2. My name's Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs. And Brad Hamilton, the cleanup hitter, is due up for the Frogs. Hamilton, of course, this season, third best in the Northwoods League for batting average. He comes into the game batting 19. Last time would ground out to the shortstop. First pitch he sees, takes a cut at it, just gets a piece of it, fouls it down into the dirt, 0-1. Brad Hamilton, of course, out of Kent State University. His dad, of course, the voice of the Cleveland Indians. And his brother's been drafted this past season as well, or around 2 years ago. The 0-1 offering's low and in the dirt, and it's outside, 1-1. So Brad Hamilton, of course, a baseball family. Joked around with me that he'd love to get on and do some color commentary one day if he's injured or just out of commission for a day. As the 1-1 pitch is swung on, it's a ground ball right side that finds the gap. Just getting past Cade Bunnell at second base. We'll see if that's scored a hit or a error. But nonetheless, Brad Hamilton's going to be over at first base. It's a hot shot grounder up the middle of the field. Cade Bunnell running to his right to get there, but just can't get there in time. Still waiting to see what the official score will be, but nonetheless, it'll bring up Alex Pinner
the switch hitter. Batting left here, of course, is the right-hander McCarthy. Stands on out there. First pitch he sees is outside for a ball, 1-0. If it was up to me, I'd definitely put that one down as a hit there, likely for Brad Hamilton, as it would have been an impressive play for the second baseman Bundle to get that one on the run and hop and throw across his body over to first for the out. The 1-0 pitch, that one's high and outside for a ball, 2-0. 84-mile-per-hour heater. Alex Spinner, of course, the recent commitment to Mississippi State University, was recently featured in the Aurora Baycare Tip of the Day video, where I asked him if he'd rather be referred to as Scottsdale Community College or Mississippi State. He stuck home to his JUCO school. He said, say I'm from say I'm from Scottsdale. So that's what he went by, and go check it out if you haven't. 3-0 counting out a Pinner, the first baseman today. It's a fastball that is right across the plate. 3-1. Chris Sabo throwing the signs down the right field, or rather the third base line. Mike Ramazzani, the hitting coach, stands over at first. The 3-1 pitch swung on the ground ball right side that finds the gap, and it will be a base hit for Alex Pinner. The Bullfrogs have managed to put two hits together here now, as it brings up Zach Rapinski. Alex Pinner now 2 for 2 on the day after managing a base hit back in the second inning. Now he stands over at first base after the base hit. Zach Rapinski still looking for his first hit in a Bullfrogs uniform. This is his third game in the lineup for the Bullfrogs. If you haven't heard his story, it's a pretty interesting one. Rapinski's in 6 at-bats, is 0 for 6, but has managed to get on base twice with 2 walks. Rapinski, of course, out of Nebraska University. Lives in Prior Lake, Minnesota. And he's on a temporary contract in Green Bay. 2 days ago, he woke up, brushed his teeth, ate breakfast. No plans on the day. Didn't have a summer job. He was in, or rather, Minnesota, just kind of hanging out. Gets a phone call from Chris Sabo and says, "Hey, man, we could use an outfielder. I can't guarantee that you're going to be on a full contract, but I know I need you for these 10 days. If it doesn't work out here, we'll put you on the waiver wire. If you play well, you can get picked up by another team that might need an outfielder." And so that same day, he hops in his car, drives 10 miles, or rather 5 hours. I say, not sure where I got 10 miles from. Rather, 10 minutes later, he's in his car driving 5 miles. I think is what I was trying to explain out. But nonetheless, 3 days later, here he is in Madison, playing in front of a crowd of 5,000 plus. Fouls away the first pitch he sees. Check swings at the second. Wouldn't matter. And finds the outside of the plate, 0 for 2. And now 2 strikes on him. He's the beer batter. He strikes out here. You're likely to hear a roar from the crowd. But he's looking for his first base hit here with runners at first and second as the Bullfrogs have strung together a couple. McCarthy comes set. Checks the Hamilton at second. Comes home with the 0-2. That one just finds the outside black, and it's a backwards K. And Zach Rapinski goes back to the dugout. Hitless. Still on the season. So that'll bring up Ben Hart out of Oakland University. He hit into a fielder's choices last time up. So far this season, batting around 250. First pitch he sees is a fastball that finds the plate, 0-1. Big time baseball showdown here in Madison.
Both these teams being owned by the same owners, of course. Benhart stands in, the righty here. Plunkett on deck. McCarthy checks the runner at second and steps off the mound. Benhart will adjust his neon orange batting gloves and stand back in. The 0-1 for McCarthy. Swung on, grounded left side, and it bounces into the dugout of the Mallards. Frogs will be here in Madison tomorrow as well, of course. The first and only two-game homestand here in Madison. Bullfrogs will be back two more times, or rather one more time for a single game. 0-2 offering outside for a ball, 1-2. Which is almost a shame for me. I enjoy coming here to Madison. Getting that baseball hum in the background. You can hear, you don't really get that at too many other places. Granted, most of the weekend games this year have been in Green Bay. The 1-2. Fastball runs low, evens up the count, 2-2. So 2-2 count here for Ben Hart. And that's not to say that Green Bay doesn't have baseball hum. But it's not 4,000 fans. In fact, that's impossible. There's not that much seating in Green Bay. 2-2 pitch swung on. It's a slow grounder to the shortstop, Cole Daly. He scoops it up and throws it over to first to get the Shore out at first. Ben Hart didn't get enough of that one to turn it into a double play. And so it's 6-3 out for the second out. And it will bring up Zach Plunkett. He has an opportunity here to try to put some runs across for the Frogs. Both runners advance one a bag. There's two in scoring position with Alex Penner over at third. Or rather, Hamilton over at third and Alex Penner at second. Hamilton continues his good way with the base hit in this first pitch that Plunkett sees is a bouncing fastball that runs outside for ball 1-0. A solid job by Hanley there to get in front of that one to stop that one from getting behind him. Hamilton would have likely scored on the pass ball. So Plunkett, the righty, stands in. 0 for 1 on the day. Struck it out his last time up. 1-0 delivery. Swung on and missed. A nice swing from Plunkett, but he's early on it. 1-1. Hamilton's hit back to start things off in this inning was considered a hit for those keeping score at home. Plunkett, the righty, stands in with two runners in scoring position. The 1-1 pitch is a breaking ball that finds the outside Black. 1-2. Plunkett, of course, coming into the game on the season, batting just 179. He's got 4 RBIs to his name and a home run. And he just managed to get over the wall in Kenosha. The 1-2 pitch to Plunkett. Check swing, it was high. Evens it up, deuce is wild. 2-2, 2 outs, 2 on. Plunkett will draw the X with his lumber on across home plate and stand back in for the 2-2. Delivery. Swung on, just gets a piece that fouls it down and towards the backstop. Grant Frazier on deck for the Frogs here. The 9-hole hitter. So a 2-2 count here. 2 runners on, 2 outs. Plunkett trying to put some runs across for the Frogs. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Bullfrogs leave 2 more stranded. That's 5 on the day, and that will do it here for the top of the 4th inning. We'll be back with the bottom of the 4th after this. You're listening to the WO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned. Over the past 60 years, Triangle Distributing has maintained itself as a leader in the market as it has responded to the changes in product innovation and consumer demands. It is in this commitment to employees, customers, community, and supplier partners that has enabled them to remain one of the best and most respected distributors in our state.
Just like a great coach, State Farm agents Margie Dolan Ocanto and Paul Huberty and Lena can help you develop a game plan for your insurance needs. Whether it's car, home, life, health, or business, agents Margie Dolan and Paul Huberty can help you find the affordable coverage you need. When your life and goals change, agents Margie Dolan and Paul Huberty will be there to help you adjust your insurance game plan with a free family insurance checkup. So, for all your insurance needs, call on a winner. State Farm agents Margie Dolan at 834-5151 and Paul Huberty at 829-5555.
Hello and welcome back to Madison, Wisconsin, here at Warner Park. My name is Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs, about to get underway here with the bottom of the fourth inning. It's still Scott Gorsuch out on the mound for the Frogs, and due up for the Madison Mallards will be Maverick Hanley, Cole Daly, and Cade Bunnell. Maverick Hanley, of course, the newcomer to this Madison roster, looking for his first hit in a Mallards uniform. He struck out his first time up back in the bottom of the first. That would end that inning. So he's due up for the Mallards out of Stanford University. If you're an active Instagram user or are looking to get into using Instagram, of course, you can follow the Bullfrogs at GB Bullfrogs. It's the first time this season that the Frogs have used the Instagram, I should say, and it was in non-use for the past 2 years or so. I decided that it'd be a good idea to start using it. Why not? Give it an opportunity for fans to follow along and see what goes on in the day-to-day lives of the Bullfrogs. You can check this story there. And, of course, with pregame posts as well. The first pitch that Hanley sees runs inside the ball 1-0. So if you'd like to see what your son's doing for pre-games at hotels and whatnot, that kind of thing, go ahead and tune in to the Instagram stories at GB Bullfrogs. Hanley swings at the 1-0 pitch and fouls it off 1-1. Of course, you can follow along for by-inning updates as well if you're unable to stand by your computer or put your computer on play in the background, and that's at GB Bullfrogs as well. The 1 offering to Maverick Hanley runs inside for a ball, 2-1. Hanley wearing the number 50 on his back for the Mallards. 2-1 pitch runs inside for a ball, 3-1. I'm almost curious as to see if that was by choice or if that was just the last uniform available, as of course he's the newcomer. 50, not the most normal number you would say when it comes to jersey numbers. The 3-1 offering from Scott Gorsuch is swung on, fouled back. Moves it to a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. No outs on the board, nobody on. Gorsuch down on the mound for the Bullfrogs. Trying to keep up the good ways, has not allowed an earned run yet. And he offers the 3-2 pitch inside for a ball. Ball 4, take your base, Mr. Hanley. His first time on a base in a Mallards uniform. Gets there without having to do too much work. Fought off a couple pitches, and that was about it. Got over to first safely off with a walk. That'll bring up Cole Daly. He's gotten over to first without swinging the bat. 2 walks in a row for the Notre Dame product. Daly, the lefty, squares in. First pitch he sees is a fastball that runs inside, 1-0. Daly supporting the gray batting gloves. Majority of the Mallards players with the old school green socks look. I'm personally a fan of the rolled up pants
high socks kind of to it. The Mallards with the old school uniforms. As always, the all yellows with the green pinstripe down the side of their legs. Stripe, I should say. And then at the hip, they have the green and yellow belts, and then around the sleeves, the green and yellow belt. As the 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed, 1-1. There's some old school caps as well that you can buy here at the green and yellow stripes around it, and then the Mallards logo in the center. 2-1 offering. Inside and low, 3-1 now to Cole Daly. He's working his way over to first base here, trying to at least. As he's 0 for 0 on the day, but gotten over there twice due to walks in the first and second. Daly, of course, the leadoff man for the Mallards. 3-1 pitch, swung on and found a way left side. Up and away, it falls into the play pin area over on the left side by the entrance of the stadium here. Behind the left field line seating, there are some inflatables. There's a slide and a little bouncy house as well. Some concessions over there. Runner off from first. 3-2 pitch swung on, a fly ball into left field. That will drop fair. Brad Hamilton can't get over there in time, and it will be a double. They're going to send the runner in as Brad Hamilton lost sight of it, and it got all the way into a corner. And the runner over at first in Maverick Hanley comes all the way around to score. Brad Hamilton is calling the umpire out to left field here. Or no, Brad Hamilton is down on the play. He must have hit off of the brick wall out there trying to make the play. Troy Gonzaga, or rather Troy Johnston out of Gonzaga, waves in the umpires and the medical crew. And Mike Ramazzani's running all the way out there to check up on him as well. You got to hope Brad Hamilton's okay. I mentioned it earlier in the broadcast. Hamilton's the type of player that goes all out all of the time. Was absolutely sprinting to try to make the play on that fly ball. Missed the play and likely ran into the wall over there, which is completely brick, it looks like, or it's cement with the brick oversight on it. Hamilton just got up as well, and he's walking now. Looks like he's going to be okay. I really hope he is. He gives Sabo a fist bump. He might be scraped up on it, but that is absolutely terrifying to see for a Bullfrogs fan because, of course, Hamilton, the fan favorite, the lone returner on the team from last season, he's been a phenomenal storyline. He's led the Northwoods League in batting average for many times this season. Third in the league right now, batting over .416. And, of course, a guy that plays with his chip on his shoulder. And it looks like he is going to be okay. I mean, he's a guy that last season played catcher for the Bullfrogs, is a catcher for Kent State, the lone returner, the only guy that came back this year for the Frogs. He's up for whatever. He's a catcher playing left field because the Bullfrogs need somebody too. And it helps that, of course, he's batting over 400. But he is okay, which is absolutely phenomenal for the Bullfrogs and anyone that's a fan of baseball and hard workers. Hamilton's still kind of walking around feeling things out there. Not really holding on to anything, probably just more shaken up than anything, as he did not expect the wall to come that early. I thought it was odd that Hanley was rounding third to come to home because the way that the stands sit out in left field, you can't see the corner. In fact, there's no foul territory out there at all. It's just seating that goes from about 30 feet in there on the left field line to the wall. Cade Bunnell squares in and takes a hefty swing at the first pitch he sees after the Brad Hamilton injury. But it's a fly ball out into right field, and the runner standing over at third
and Cole Daly will tag up and score off of it. So it will be a Cade Bunnell sacrifice fly RBI. And it will bring up Doran Turchin as the Bullfrogs try to recollect themselves here after the injury from Hamilton. As mentioned, a deep breath from everyone here in the Bullfrogs uniform after. As Scott Gorsuch delivers the 1-0 offering to Turchin, who's 0 for 1 today with a ground out to the shortstop and a walk. Gorsuch comes set and delivers the 1-0 pitch. It's a fastball that's in the dirt, 2-0. A 6-0 lead now for the Madison Mallards off of 4 hits. Two offerings in the dirt as well. Turchin ahead now, 3 balls, no strikes, 1 out, and nobody on here. Bottom of the 4th inning. The 3-1. That's outside for ball 4. So, excuse me, actually 7-0 as, of course, Cade Bunnell managed a sacrifice fly. RBI here in this one. And the Bullfrogs trail now 7-0. Can't help but think back to the contest last time that the Bullfrogs were here, where they lost that game at 20-1. They're 6-9 on the season, which of course is not a great start, but there's a lot of teams in the South Division that are kind of struggling here early. As Jeffrey Mitchell Jr. squares in and swings at the first pitch he sees. It's a blooper in left center field that will drop fair. Troy Johnson picks it up, and throws it into the infield. It manages Doran Turchin to get all the way over to third. And so it's a base hit for Jeffrey Mitchell Jr., and it will bring up Angel Camacho, who's 1 for 2 on the day. He would strike out his last time up in the bottom of the second. And it's starting to kind of look like the last time the Frogs were here. Bullfrogs have had trouble giving up big early innings, and a 4-run bottom of the first is not a good way to start a game. Scott Gorsuch delivers the first pitch to Camacho. It's outside and low, 1-0. 1-0 delivery, swung on, a fly ball into deep right center field. Tracking back is Johnston, warning track, and it bounces off the wall. 1 run will score for the Mallards, and they take a 8-0 lead here in the bottom of the 4th inning. It's a belting fly ball into right center field, and it's a double from Angel Camacho. Doran Turchin comes around to score for the Mallards, and now Jeffrey Mitchell Jr. stands over at third, and Camacho now after his second RBI comes across to score. The Mallards lead 8-0. It's now a 3-run bottom of the 4th, and the Mallards threaten to tack on a few more with 2 in scoring position here. The 1-0 pitch swung on. It's a blooper right side. The catcher, Scott Gorsuch, trying to get out of the inning, absolutely sprinting over towards foul territory in front of the dugout for the Bullfrogs, sliding in to try to make the catch, but he can't. He'll get credit for the effort, though. Takes a look at his elbow after sliding it in, likely just scripted it all up. And that's not his throwing arm, though. Surely it won't affect them too much. So a 1-1 count here with 1 out on the board. 2 runners in scoring position. The Mallards with an 8-0 lead, bottom of the 4th. 1-1 pitch comes across for a strike. 1-2 here with 1 out on the board. Scott Gorse comes set. The righty delivers the 1-2 pitch. And that's low in the dirt, evens the count 2-2. The Frogs come into the game, of course, on a 2-game skid against the Wisconsin Rapids Raptors. The game before last, or rather the game before the series against the Raptors, the Bullfrogs would win in walk-off fashion. 2-2 offering comes outside for a ball, full count now, which is honestly, almost surprising. Is after a walk-off, teams, get some offense, start playing well, and, come into a winning streak. They were on a 2-game winning streak after the walk-off. Payoff pitch swung on, line drive into center field, and a nice play by Troy Johnston. Does he make the out? Yes, he does. Manages to slide in and make this, or rather grab the second out. It's enough to tag up the runner at third, and Jeffrey Mitchell Jr., and he comes across to score for the Mallards. They now lead 9-0. Troy Johnston drops the ball trying to make the transfer, however, so it was unsure out in the outfield whether or not he had dropped the ball or not. He did make the out, but dropped it, completing the transfer and trying to make a play in home. And so there is no play at the plate after the drop ball out there by Johnston. New batter up here for the Mallards, it's Brock Weimer. Weimer out of SIUE on the afternoon, 0 for 2. As it's another sacrifice fly for the Mallards, their third of the night. The 1-0 outside for a ball, 2-0. Another 4-run bottom inning. 9-0, and it's only the bottom of the fourth. The last time the Bullfrogs would come to Madison, they would go down 20-0 before putting a run across to stop the shutout. It was a Ben Hart solo shot, and it really was the only positive of the entire afternoon. The Bullfrogs, I think, worth mentioning, as a 3-0 pitch comes across that finds the outside of the plate, have just allowed 6 hits on the night. But 9 runs come across. It's due to some walks. It's due to some sacrifice flies. And as the 3-1 runs outside for ball 4, and now 2 runners on, it's another walk. And the Mallards will hit around for the second time in this game. Chris Abel comes out to talk with the umpire. I think they're going to patch up the elbow of Scott Gorsuch. As mentioned, as he was trying to slide in and catch a foul ball in front of the Bullfrogs. I think he scraped up his arm. So we're going to take a quick break while that is all figured out. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
Is the frozen pizza that you're eating at home tired and worn out? It just doesn't have its stuff anymore. Its toppings are low and inside while the cheese is chin music. The time has come, friends, to make the switch. Make the call to the Brew Pub Bullpen. Bring in the relief and get the win with Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizzas. Made with premium toppings, then smothered in over half a pound of fresh 100% Wisconsin-made mozzarella cheese, Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizzas are the ingredients for a great time. Find us online at brewpubpizza.com, on Facebook at Brew Pub Pizza, or follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Brew Pub Pizza. Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizza, the ingredients for a great time.
Did you know that we here at the O'Connell Pharmacy would mail your prescriptions to you? At the O'Connell Pharmacy, we would like to make things easy for you. The O'Connell Pharmacy, our family helping your family.
Hello and welcome back to Warner Park here in Madison, Wisconsin. Bottom of the fourth inning, Mallards lead 9-0. Throw back to second after the first pitch is thrown to Thomas Spart. A cheeky play from Zach Plunkett, but it is unable to be completed as it drifts into the outfield. A solid job by Troy Johnson staying on his toes to come and grab it to stop the runner from advancing a back. Nonetheless, there's 2 outs on the board, 2 runners on. We took a quick break because Scott Gorsuch got his elbow all patched up as I think he scraped it, lining in to try to catch a foul ball. The swung on a fly ball into right field. Rapinski tracked over, gets underneath of it, and it makes a little hopping grab at it in right field for the 3rd out. The Bullfrogs get out of it, leaving 2 stranded, but not before the Mallards put 4 runs across and take a 9-0 lead. That'll do it for the 4th inning. We're going to move to the 5th after this. You're listening to the Bullfrogs Radio Network on WOCO Sports Stream.
Honey, get the camera. Riley's rolling again.
That dog always gets excited up here at the cabin.
Riley loves the woods, don't you, Riley? Roll, Riley, roll. You getting this?
I'm getting it all. It's fabulous. But we can't upload it until we get home.
Right, no data connection up here.
Challenge.
Coach McCarthy?
Mason Crosby.
Switch to Cellcom, guys. Our coverage is great, whether you're out here or anywhere coast to coast.
Yeah, Riley's fans don't want to wait.
Now Riley's really on a roll.
At Cellcom, we've got you covered out in the country and all across the country. Cellcom, built for you.
Very athletic. I think we can use him on special teams.
But not to kick, right?
We'll see.
It's Cellcom's Customer Appreciation Celebrations. Get smartphones from the top 2 brands for just a penny each, along with food prizes and sales on accessories. Cellcom, built for you. Available day of event only. New 2-year activation qualified upgrade required. Restrictions apply. Visit cellcom.com/celebrate for details.
Hello and welcome back to Warner Park here in Madison, Wisconsin. My name's Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs. We're about to get underway with the top of the 5th inning. The Bullfrogs trail the Madison Mallards 9-0. They have 3 hits on the day to the Mallards 6, but the Mallards managing 9 runs off of 6 hits. Probably the biggest stat to keep your eye on in this one. Grant Frazier due up for the Bullfrogs. And then we'll go to the back up to the top lineup with Troy Johnston and Aaron Schnur. Grant Frazier, of course, comes into the at-bat 0 for 2 on the day, or rather 0 for 1. This will be his 2nd at-bat on the day. He grounded out to 3rd base his first time up to lead off the 3rd inning and lead off the 5th inning here. Frazier, the righty, stands in. McCarthy still out on the mound for the Mallards. Swings at the first pitch he sees. It's a high chopper to the base, makes the play on it, throws it to first, and it's in time. An easy snag for the lengthy Camacho. It's over his head. All he had to do was reach up and grab it. But it's the first down on the board. And Grant Frazier goes back to the dugout as Troy Johnston, the center fielder, digs in. Lefty out of Gonzaga. Pollywop, Washington, in his hometown. He stands in. First pitch he sees the fastball that comes across the zone, 0-1. Troy Johnston, I think, probably just missed out on a freshman All-American honoree. The one offering outside for a ball, 1-1. As last season for the Gonzaga Bullfrogs, Troy Johnston batted .323, would belt 3 home runs, tack on 17 RBIs, 1-1 pitch, swung on, fouled away, have a .413 on base percentage, and have a phenomenal season in the field as well, a 1,000 fielding percentage. Did not record an error on the entire year for the Bullfrogs. But just missed out on the freshman All-American. I think he had better stats than some of those guys that did get it. 1-2 offering. And it comes across, it's a pass ball, 2-2. So Johnson squares back in. He's batting .333 for the Bullfrogs here. One of the better batters in the lineup for the Frogs. The 2-2 pitch Swung on, line drive left field, over in the bouncy house on the left side. That might have actually plopped into the pool they have over there by the bouncy houses. There's some type of game that you can take your shoes off and splash around in this little pool over there. I think it actually plopped in there. Nonetheless, 2-2 count, one out on the board. Nice sunset out in the outfield right now. The 2-2. Swung on, line drive right back to the pitcher. Ow, square in the back. You gotta hope okay. I mean, it's a liner right back at him. It's a good thing that he turned around on it. And that would have hit him square in the nose otherwise. I mean, it would hit him right between the double fours in his back. And I mean, that's going to leave a bruise. Hopefully he can continue pitching. He's pitched a phenomenal game so far for the Mallards, allowing just 3 hits. And that one's just square off in between the numbers. The entire crowd holds their breath. The trainers come sprinting out to him. I think he's going to stay out there and keep pitching, which is a feat in itself. Keep your hat off to him just for that. The trainers still out there. They're going to see how he feels. He wants to keep going. He pitches one. That one was a ball. He's getting some warm-ups here afterwards. He kind of nods his head at the trainers and stretches his back out a little bit. And that's definitely going to leave a bruise. It's going to be interesting to see what that looks like tomorrow. There's a nice fastball there. I think he's going to be all right. He's going to stick on out there on the mound for the Mallards. Troy Johnson gets over to first base off of it, however. And Aaron Pleschner is going to dig in, the right-handed batter out of San Jose State University. This past season for San Jose State, Aaron Pleschner had a phenomenal season. Aaron Pleschner for the Spartans would bat .273 and be second on the team in hits with 62. Watches the first pitch guy low in the dirt, 1-0. So 2 injuries tonight, or rather 3, and all 3 players stay out there on the field after their injuries. The 1-0 pitch from McCarthy. Swung on that one, right back to him as well. Manages to throw it over the second for a 1-6-3 double play. Tip your hat off to Matt McCarthy there. Drilled by a line drive after a ball is hit right by him by Troy Johnston. The trainers come out and he says, I'm all right. And then the exact next at bat, it's a grounder right to him, and he catches that one. Throws it over to the shortstop, who steps on the bag and throws it to first for a 1-6-3 double play. That'll do it for the top of the 5th inning. We'll move to bottom half after this. You're listening to the Bullfrogs Radio Network on WOCO Sports Stream.
When you're looking for the perfect game for your appetite, look no further than Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizzas. Made with premium meats and veggies, then topped with over half a pound of 100% fresh, real mozzarella cheese made right here in Wisconsin. Every Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizza is a home run. Made with the hungry in mind, Brew Pub pizzas are big, bold, and belong in the big leagues of the frozen pizza industry. Enjoy a delicious piece of Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizza right now from the concession stand, or pick one up at your local favorite grocery store. Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
They are role models and educators. Their work requires a great deal of time and energy for very little pay. Who are these unsung heroes?
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
The simple truth about education-based athletics in Wisconsin is this: without a committed team of coaches and administrators, it just wouldn't be possible. School sports, they bring out the best in all of us. This message presented by the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
Hello and welcome back to Warner Park here in Madison, Wisconsin. My name is the voice of the Bullfrogs, about to get underway with the bottom half of the 5th inning, and there's a new pitcher out on the mound for the Bullfrogs. And it looks like just from the shape and size of the Goliath out there, that is Nick Parr. Nick Parr so far this season for the Bullfrogs has pitched relatively well. Granted, in limited playing time for the Frogs, of course. So far this season, Nick Parr comes into the game with just 6 2/3 innings pitched. He's allowed 12 hits and 5 earned runs for a 6.75 ERA. He has 8 strikeouts on the year and an 0-1 record. Leading off things here in the bottom of the 5th inning will be the catcher for the Madison Mallards, Maverick Hundley. The Mallards have gone around to hit twice in this one. All the way through in 1 inning, I should say. They did in the first, which they would score 4 runs in, and they did it in this bottom of the 4th, in which they would score 4 runs in. Maverick Handley now squares in. He's 0 for 1 on the day, would walk and come around to score in the last inning. Still looking for his first hit in a Mallards uniform, of course. He supports the white batting gloves, the right, out of Stanford University. Nick Parr rocks back and delivers the 2-0 pitch. Swung on, actually fouled it off him there, just gets the top of the ball, and it comes back and hits him in the leg. He's all right, though. 2-1 pitch. 2-1 catch, rather. Nick Parr of Oakland University, teammates with Ben Hart, of course. This past season for Oakland, appeared 14 games, would start 5, and toss 27 strikeouts for 4 wins. Back in 2016, as the 2-1 pitch is swung on, a ground ball to the shortstop Pleshner, long throw to first, and he gets the out as Handley actually stumbles running into first over there. Can't beat out the throw. An impressive play by the shortstop, Aaron Pleshner. Willie Bourbon and ran over to his left to try to get, I think Aaron Pleshner actually called him off because he had a better play on it, and he scoops it up, throws it across his body, off balance for the out. Nick Parr in 2016 posted a 3.57 ERA for the Golden Grizzlies. Cole Bailey, the leadoff man tonight for the Mavericks, stands in and watches the first one go by for a strike, 0-1. Cole Daly, 1 for 1 on the day with a triple and an RBI. And has come around to score 3 times tonight for the Mallards. Takes a huge cut at the 0-1 pitch and misses 0-2. Nick Parr back in high school. I think probably one of the coolest stats on this roster for the Frogs. Pitched 2 perfect games back in the high school ranks. Rocks back and delivers the 0-2 count. Swings the line drive left side, and it finds the gap for a base hit. The Mallards stacking up the base hits tonight. That's their 7th of the afternoon. And Cole Daly finds himself over at first base now. It's his 2nd hit of the game. That'll bring up Cade Bunnell, the second baseman. Bunnell so far on the afternoon is 1 for 2 with an RBI. He would get a double and come around to score in the first inning, and then would hit a sacrifice fly in the last inning. First pitch he sees is an 86-mile-per-hour heater that's low and in the dirt, 1-0. That double back in the first was actually a ground rule double. It might have actually been a triple if it hadn't bounced over the wall. So 1 out. Check swing. Did he go around? No, he did not. Or rather, it found the strike zone, so it wouldn't have mattered. 1-1. 1-1 count here, 1 out on the board, and a runner at first. The ground rule double back in the first would have likely been an RBI as well, as the runner was held up at third after it. The 1-1 pitch across for a ball, 2-1. Cade Bunnell out of Madison College, so he's familiar with the area. I'm almost curious of whether or not he stays with a host family or if he just stays where he does for the school year. There's a few guys from Madison College on this team. 2-1 pitch hit right back to, of course, Nick Parr on the mound. And in an odd series of events, it's thrown over to Pleschner at shortstop, and it's another 1-6-3 double play. And that's how the fifth inning ends. In the top of the first, it was a 1-6-3 double play, and then in the bottom of the fifth, it was a 1-6-3 double play. That'll do it for the fifth inning. We're moving to the fifth. The Bullfrogs do trail, however, by 9-0. They'll try to not get shut out in the sixth inning. After this, you're listening to the Bullfrogs Radio Network on WOCO Sports Stream.
Have you discovered the privileges of membership? NEW Credit Union is a full-service, member-owned financial cooperative, where many of the services are low-cost or no-cost. NEW Credit Union offers a full range of financial management products, including savings, share draft checking, consumer, auto, recreational vehicle, and home loans, as well as financial counseling resources. Offices are located at 301 Jackson Street, O'Connell Falls, 405 Pecor Street, O'Connell, and 717 East Main Street, Surrey. Online at newcu.org. We also have easy member account access with your smartphone through our mobile money app. NEW Credit Union is federally insured by the National Credit Union Administration and is an equal housing opportunity lender, serving all who live or work in Brown, Marinette, Oconto, and Shawano counties. Members matter most at NEW Credit Union, where we can help you own it.
Hello and welcome back to Warner Park here in Madison, Wisconsin. My name is Dylan Knight from the Bullfrogs. We're approaching the 9 o'clock hour here, and we're about to get underway with the top of the sixth inning. New pitcher out on the mound for the Madison Mallards. It will be the old number 2-3 out there for the Mallards, and that will be Davis Moore, the right-handed pitcher out of Fresno State. Moore, this is his fifth appearance. He's pitched 4 2/3 innings, allowing just 3 hits and 2 earned runs. He has 5 strikeouts all year and has posted a 3.85 ERA. Two up for the Green Bay Bullfrogs will be the third baseman, Willie Bourbon. On deck, Brad Hamilton and then Alex Pinner in the hole. Willie Bourbon so far on the afternoon is 0 for 2 with a ground out to first and a fly out to left field. The lefty digs in. First pitch he sees is a fastball that runs well outside. That one got out of hand there for Moore. Must have slipped on him. That was well outside. In fact, nearly an impressive play just by the catcher Hanley to stop that one from getting behind him. The 1-0 offering. Fastball that swung on and missed. 1-1. Willie Bourbon, of course, this past year, batted just 164 for the Wildcats, but as mentioned earlier, was a 250 hitter the year prior as a freshman. Back in high school was a honorable mention All-American selection as he watches the 1-1 pitch run outside, 2-1. Mentioned earlier in the broadcast, but the Bullfrogs managed 5 players to get drafted in yesterday and the day before last draft. 2 from last season's team. As the 2-1 pitch goes by for a strike, 2-2. The sun has set here, but you can still kind of see some blue out in the skies. You can see some white puffy cloud. And the nights get longer and longer here, it seems. The 2-2. Check swing, it was low. Appeal to the third base umpire. He said it didn't go around. Full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. No outs, nobody on. We're here in the top of the 6th inning, and the Bullfrogs trail 9-0. Bourbon comes set. The payoff pitch outside, and he gets on a base for the first time this evening. That will bring up Brad Hamilton, the left fielder. Of course, comes into the day third best batting average on the year, and he's got a base hit to his name tonight. He's 1 for 2. He would be stranded at third back in the 4th inning. He's one of 5 base runners tonight for the Frogs that have been stranded. First pitch that Hamilton sees goes by for a ball, 1-0. And the catcher will go out and have a word with Moore out on the mound. And of course, getting adjusted to things here in the duck pond his first night. The Bullfrogs, of course, will be joined by Alonzo Jones, a freshman All-American out of Vanderbilt. Frogs looking for hopefully him to add some spark to this Bullfrogs team, who's lost their last two and are staring down the eyes of their third straight loss here as they're down 9-0. Hamilton fouls off the 1-1. 1-1 offering, and that one's fouled off as well, 1-2. So 1-2 count here, nobody on. Hamilton squares in the righty out of Kent State from Ivan Lake, Ohio. 1-2 pitch, low and in the dirt, check swing from Hamilton. Evens up the count, 2-2. Avon Lake, probably how it's pronounced. But back in 2016 for the Golden Flashes, he would hit .309 with 3 homers and 12 RBI. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Hamilton goes down for the first out here in the top of the 6th inning. His first strikeout of the day. He's now 1 for 3. That will bring up Alex Spinner, the first baseman, the brightest spot in this lineup so far this afternoon for the Bullfrogs. He is 2 for 2 with 2 base hits, both times being stranded out on the base pass. Alex Spinner, of course, comes into the day for the Frogs, batting just around 200, but with 2 hits on the day, staring down a 240 batting averages. So, as he watches the first one to go by for a strike, 0-1. Hamilton does lead the team in strikeouts with 20. As the 0-1 offering runs outside for a ball, 1-1. You can see some flashes way out in the distance here. I don't think anyone could see it besides anyone that's up here in the press box. As the 1-1 pitch is swung on and missed, but it gets past the catcher handling, and so Willie Bourbon gets by on the pass ball over to second. And so now the Bullfrogs with an opportunity here if they want to try to get a run across. 1 out on the board, a runner in scoring position at second base. There's definitely a storm cell way off in the distance. I'm talking close to probably over 100 miles away out there. The 1-2 offer. And it's low and in the dirt. 2-2. If anything, by the time it comes here, it would be called a complete game if there is a weather delay, as we would be probably close towards the bottom of the 9th inning even, before that storm cell comes close to here. 2-2 pitch, low in the dirt, 3 balls down, 2 strikes, 1 on the board, and a runner at second. As mentioned, there's no shot that anyone besides anyone in the press box can see the weather out there. So no worries. The payoff. Outside for ball 4. It's the second walk of the inning from Moore, and it will bring up Zach Rapinski, the right fielder. Rapinski's been walked 1 time tonight and struck out his last time out looking. Rapinski out of Nebraska University. Doesn't get all that much playing time for the Cornhuskers. Just gets some here and there. He bats around 240 or so for the Cornhuskers. As he squares in the righty. Still looking for his first hit in a Bullfrogs uniform. It's the first one to go by for a strike, 0-1. Despite the fact that he's batting 0-0-0 for the Frogs, he's so new to this team that if he gets 1 hit here, he'll be batting 200. 1-0 pitch goes by for a strike, 0-2. Righty stands in the 0-2 offering. Breaking ball that comes across for strike 3. The second time that Rapinski has gone down looking, and the fans here love it because he was the beer batter. Now it's 2-for-1 beers for all of the fans in attendance here. I've yet to ask any players if that actually has an effect on them at the mound, if it feels like there's more pressure on you, if you get upset about it or anything like that, as Ben Hart takes a cut at the first pitch he sees and misses 0-1. The game out in Thunder Bay today was delayed due to rain, and so I was curious if there was going to be a storm cell that would affect this game. As you can see, some more flashes out in deep out there on the horizon. And the 0-1 offering goes by for a ball, 1-1 to Ben Hart, the Oakland University product. Designated hitter here tonight for the Frogs. Hart comes set to righty. Moore checks around second, comes home. 1-1 pitch, runs high, 2-1. Frogs with an opportunity here to try to get the runs across with 2 runners on. They've left 5 stranded on the night. Have just 4 hits on the afternoon. 2-1 pitch, cut on, missed. Deuces wild. 2-2, 2 outs, 2 runners on. So Ben Hart takes an absolute huge breath and stands back in. He supports the taped wrist on the left arm and batting gloves. 2-2 pitch, that runs low and in the dirt. Full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. Bullfrogs down by 9-0 here, top of the 6th inning. The payoff pitch swung on, fly ball left field. Tracking back is the left fielder at the wall. Make the grab. Nearly to out of the stadium, and Ben Hart, I mean, he touches the wall over there by the Budweiser Beer Garden. Make the grab on it. Doesn't have to jump, however. Ben Hart probably just 10 more reps on the dumbbells, and that one's getting over the wall. That'll do it for the top of the 6th inning. We're moving to the bottom of the 6th. After this, Bullfrogs leave 2 more stranded. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
American Lodge and Suites Green Bay West is the ideal location for your next stay, whether you're traveling for business or pleasure. They are proud to provide the amenities you want most and deliver them at the highest level possible, starting with comfortable, quieter guest rooms. Welcome to genuine American hospitality.
Is the frozen pizza that you're eating at home tired and worn out? It just doesn't have its stuff anymore. Its toppings are low and inside while the cheese is chin music. The time has come, friends, to make the switch. Make the call to the Brew Pub Bullpen. Bring in the relief and get the win with Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizzas. Made with premium toppings, then smothered in over half a pound of fresh 100% Wisconsin-made mozzarella cheese, Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizzas are the ingredients for a great time. Find us online at brewpubpizza.com, on Facebook at Brew Pub Pizza, or follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Brew Pub Pizza. Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizza, the ingredients for a great time.
Hello and welcome back to Madison, Wisconsin. My name is Alan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs, about to get underway here with the bottom of the 6th inning, where the Bullfrogs have they have a lot to do here. They're down by 9 in the bottom of the 6th inning here. It's 9-0. Out on still for the Frogs will be Nick Parr, the right-handed pitcher out of Oakland University. And Doran Turchin will dig in to lead things off here for the Mallards in the bottom of the 6th. It'll be the 3, 4, 5 hitters for the Mallards in this. Nick Parr kicks and delivers. 1-0 pitch swung on, a high pop-up here over top of the awning that lands right on top of the press box here. That shakes the entire press box down as well. 1-1 count now. Duran Turchin evens things up. Turchin this past season for Illinois University posted a .275 batting average and would bring in 19 runs. Takes a cut at the 1-1 and misses everything, 1-2. The cleanup hitter stands in. Nick Parr rocks and delivers The 1-2 pitch is swung on. It's a pop-up in shallow left center field. Aaron Pleschner, the shortstop, calls everybody off, gets underneath of it, and grabs it for the first down. So that will bring up the 5-hole hitter, Angel Camacho. Camacho 2 for 3 on the day with 2 RBIs. He's got a single and a double and a strikeout on the evening. First pitch to him is a break that finds the zone. 0-1. Excuse me, got a little ahead of myself there. It's the 4-hole hitter. I was under the impression that Turchin was the cleanup hitter, but it's Jeffrey Mitchell Jr., the cleanup hitter now for the Mallards. Check swings at the 0-1 pitch. Didn't mean to make contact, but he did. And it is hit right back up to the pitcher and Nick Parr. He scoops it up and throws it over to first for the second out. Bullfrogs did that 3 times last night. Not the most normal play in a baseball game. And when you make contact with a pitch that you didn't mean to, as he check swings at it, and the pitch just, kind of hits him right in the back for the second out. So that'll bring up Angel Camacho. First pitch he sees runs well inside for a ball, 1-0. Camacho, the tall and length first baseman, right-hander warms in. 1-0 counts delivered to him. It's a breaking ball that finds his own. A nice pitch from Parr. He's kind of got into a groove here. A breaking ball. Move the count to 1-1. Nick Parr delivers the pitch. It swung on his left side. Foul. 1-2. Angel Camacho. Where I got those extra syllables from. Out of Jacksonville. Relatively newer addition to this squad. The Mallards wasn't on this team the last time the Frogs faced off against him. Nick Parr out there on the mound, takes a deep breath, and this is the 1-2. It's a pop-up into the left field area, and the play is made for the third out. That will do it here for the 6th inning. We're moving to the 7th after this. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on 107.1 Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
Hi, folks. This is David from Witt's Piggly Wiggly in Oconto Falls. Are you sick of rising gas prices? Well, at Witt's, we have a solution. When you purchase qualified groceries with blue shelf stickers, and there's hundreds throughout our store, you build up discounts for 15 gallons of gas on your club card. Then, when you fill up at our Pig Stop pumps, just scan your card and watch the gas price drop. So scan your card, shop the blue stickers, and save money on gas at the Pig in Oconto Falls.
Over the past 60 years, Triangle Distributing has maintained itself as a leader in the market as it has responded to the changes in product innovation and consumer demands. It is in this commitment to employees, customers, community, and supplier partners that has enabled them to remain one of the best and most respected distributors in our state.
Hello and welcome back to Madison, Wisconsin. My name is Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs, about to get underway with the top of the 7th inning here, where the Bullfrogs trail 9-0. My name is Nolan Knight, voice of the Frogs, and due up for the Green Bay Bullfrogs will be Zach Plunkett, the catcher out of Arkansas University. Zach Plunkett so far on the afternoon, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Going to try to get back to his hit ways. Was on a hit streak going into the contest against the Rapids, of course. But he struggled at the plate this season. He's batting just around 140 or so. A guy that sat out this past season, so he hasn't had any really real playing time experience in some time now. As there's a delay in the game as they had to get the bubble balls off of the field here. Of course, you've been any game here in the Northwoods League, it seems like they bring out those bubble balls. Knocker balls, I should say. First pitch that Plunkett sees runs inside for a ball, 1-0. Plunkett, of course, redshirted this past year due to transferring out of Texas Christian University. For the Horned Frogs, he batted around 170. As he watches the 1-0 go by for a ball as well, 2-0. Plunkett stands in, the righty here. The 2-0 delivery to him is a fastball that runs inside, 3-0. It's still more out there on the mound for the Mallards. And as mentioned, it's going to take some time here. You got to be patient with Plunkett. I've said it a couple times. He's one of the heavier hitters during batting practice. One of the best hitters, of course, when it doesn't count, but he hasn't had any playing time in over a year. He had to sit out. So, when you come in and you're playing in front of crowds